In today's Clash Royale video, I'm gonna rank every single card in merge tactics. I'm gonna show you which cards you should always pick, which strategies are the best, and which ruler is the best right now in the entire game. In case you guys don't want to miss any Clash Royale content just like that, and also want to see more around merge tactics, let me know which kind of videos you guys want to see next on the channel. Also, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your tier list in the comment section below. Of course, also thanks to everyone who's using Critical Morton Shop. Let's directly jump into the tier list. So guys, we're going to start off with the first card. Of course, this tier list is pretty easily explained. S tier means must pick cards, the best cards in the entire game, and which you always kind of want to pick in merge tactics. Also, what is your feeling now after quite some time? Merge tactics already made like a, I would say like pro guide in merge tactics, like I feel like 2 videos ago or like 3 videos ago, so make sure to check it out. Everything you need to know about merge tactics in use Clash Royale mode. But today we're going to rank every single card, and of course we're gonna start off with ruler things. So they're like not the rulers here in this mode, but of course there's the princess. I mean not the spirit empress and the king. I would say early game, it's always fine to actually use the king, because I feel like it's way easier to use, because like every time you lose a round you get extra elixir, so I feel like it's a way safer choice. So I would say like early on in like low game until like maybe Diamond League, you can always pick the king because it's like really low skill, I would say. But in the higher top ladder gameplay, I feel like 99 of everyone like I'm facing are using the Spirit Empress, because every time you trade, every time you merge something, you actually gain elixir from that, so it's actually really broken to level up your stuff. So I would say if you're using the king, that's completely fine, but in late game you kind of want to focus on getting better with with the Spirit Empress. So let me know in the comments section if you guys want to see like the best kind of strategy, the best trades around Spirit Empress. So we're gonna start off there with the first card we kind of got there. It's gonna be the Archer Queen. I feel like Archer Queen, honestly, of course, what we kind of have to include in there is like how good are they overall. This is like more of like a beginner guide. So if I would always pick this card like even lower ladder and higher ladder and mid ladder. And honestly, Archer Queen itself is one of the best cards in the entire mode. I feel like just like the card itself, it feels so broken. You got an ability, you got the invincibility, which just like the Royal Ghost also has, which you're gonna go later, is also really broken. And I feel like, in my opinion, the Archer Queen is actually the top 2 card in this actually game mode. So let me know what you guys think about it. But I feel like Archer Queen, of course, in the clan combination and the clan trade and also in the Avenger trade is just over so sold. So in my opinion, yeah, I feel like Archer Queen, arguably, I feel like nobody disagrees with me, right? Like nobody disagrees with me that Archer Queen is S tier. So next time we look at the archers, I feel like by putting archers in B tier, I feel like archers itself aren't like the best card in the entire game, but the ranger combination, bro, like the ranger thing is just like so broken right now in this game mode. Like everybody is spamming rangers in the top of ladder. Like bro, like if you're like playing at 4k plus, everybody's just spamming rangers. So this is like the main reason I feel like archers itself aren't really good, but you have like the kind of traits of the clan combination and also the rangers. So I like both of them really a lot. And you guys know, I like in my last video, which I showed you guys some plays I actually did to get to diamond as one of the first players ever. I actually used the clan strat, and that's why I like always like to pick archers. Even I think archers aren't really too good, but especially with the ranger combination, it's just so good. So now we're gonna go over a card which I feel like a ton of people, or like actually a few guys told me for them it's the best card in the entire game. So I also talked to some pros there, and of course I have like some differences there, but also we agree here and there. And it's gonna be the Bandit. And few of them said Bandit is actually really broken. Maybe not particularly on 1 star, but on 2 or 3 star, Bandit just dashing all over the place is just absolutely mess. And of course, you got the ace combination, or like the ace trait, which is of course really broken, and the Avenger also really helpful. So I feel like Bandit and S tier, safe choice. She is game busted. Now we're gonna go to the Barbarians, and I feel like the Barbarians are similar to the Archers, but like you don't have the Barbarians in the Ranger combination, like in the Ranger trade, right? So they both are in a client comp. So client I feel like is really good, but Kun, you might have shifted a bit, especially with the Spirit Empress, to Ranger spam. And of course, like I personally don't really think like the Brawler trade is currently one of the best trades in the entire game. So I would say Archers and Barbarians are really similar. You kind of just want them to get on the board and to get like the nice trade. They're not really that good alone. Like Archer Queen alone just can carry without any trade, especially on level 2 and level 3, or like level 2 and level 3 star. But I feel like archers itself are a bit better than barbarians, and of course, like, if you kind of also include the trait, of course, both the client, but the ranger trait is way better than the brawler trait, in my opinion. Next up, we do get a bomber, and I feel like bomber is currently one of the worst cards in the entire game. You could really argue that the card needs a buff, even it just costs 2 elixir. I just feel like thrower are currently completely out of meta. I feel like thrower in merge tactics aren't really too good. I also really not really the biggest fan of the undead trait, so I feel like bomber is early game, like if you're like really low in trophies, is a pick you can always kind of do, because a ton of people are gonna play it on one side, like on one kind of field spot, like the troops, right? They're gonna play it like really close together, and then the bomber gets value. But like if you're playing against players who understand merge tactics better, they're gonna split them up a lot more, and if they split up the troops, the bomber most of the time doesn't get any value. So even like a 2 or 3 star bomber doesn't feel impactful at all. So I feel like the card itself sucks, and the traits itself aren't really too good. Early game maybe yes, but if you get like above 1k, 2k, nobody's really picking the bomber, and that's the main reason I feel like bomber is currently being a D tier card. Now we're gonna go to the B tier card again with the Dart Goblin. I feel like Dart Goblin itself, as I said, Ranger are really good. Of course, you got also the Goblin comp, which can be really good, especially early game, when you're gonna get like a ton of goblins out, upgrade your stuff, especially with the Spirit Empress, then merge that, and so on. So I feel like Dart Goblin kind of similar than archers. I really like the comp. Yeah, the Rangers are just itself like always B or higher. And also, of course, like early game of the goblins, like just like ranger spam can be so good, especially for another card we're gonna see later on. Next up, we do get the Executioner, and Executioner is for me similar. At first, when the game came out, I wasn't really too hyped about Executioner, but here once again, Executioner at 2 or 3 star can be really impactful, especially if you get like the right line. And also at the same time, of course, Thrower isn't the best trait for him, but the ace trait is just like so powerful, can be so powerful, so I really like it, especially which we kind of talked earlier in the combination with the Bandit. So I really like the Executioner. I think it's a solid pick, and you will never regret it. And of course, like if you're playing the game and you have like a bad kind of cycle at the beginning, or like a bad kind of starting setup, you of course kind of always switch. Even if your main comp is, or like main tricks, for example the clan trait, you kind of want to build around something different if you don't really have these cards. But as I said, that's why I like it. It's about versatility, about some cards. If you have like 2 good traits like archers have, you could also kind of argue that archers could deserve higher. Not gonna lie, maybe even A tier. So next up we do get the Giant Skeleton. For me, Giant Skeleton is one of the worst cards, similar to Bomber. 3 elixir, undead brawler combination, once again, 2 like, I would say like for me, weaker traits in this game. And I feel like Giant Skeleton against most cards, like of course it can get some volume if it's like, right, like if the range gets a bit bigger, because like the bomb range, like if you upgrade the Giant Skeleton 2 or 3 star, the range from the bomb gets bigger at like a bigger radius. But like at 1 star it doesn't hit anything, even 2 star I feel like it doesn't hit anything, and 3 star at 3 star it hits like almost all the map, but still sometimes in some matchups the bomb isn't doing anything, and especially if the Giant Skeleton not dies early, or like you're not really doing the perfect positioning, or like your troop is kind of your opponent is switching it up nicely at the end before the round starts. The Giant Skeleton bomb, like if the Giant Skeleton is living until the end of the round, you just lost, right? You want to die, you want to have it die early. It should die early for you, right? So that gets the bomb early to stun and kill troops. So I feel like honestly Giant Skeleton is one of the weaker cards. I saw some people putting it like in C tier as well, because sometimes it can get value against different comp. In my opinion it's a D tier card, but I could argue for something different. Next up we got the Machine, and honestly I feel like Machine can be so broken. For me it's S tier, because it synergizes so well also with the Ranger. I like Juggernaut. I think it's a really solid combination, because you have the Juggernaut with like the shield in the front line, and then you have in the back with the Ranger. And also of course if you play what I was talking about, the Goblin Machine, the fuck Machine, bro, together with the Dart Goblin, it's like a really nice comp, right? Yeah, first of all you got the Goblin comp, Goblin trait. I'm always calling that comp, but yeah, you guys know what I mean. The trade, the Goblin trade, and then of course you at the same time got like a beefy tank, which you could kind of build around a Juggernaut trade, and of course then the Ranger maybe together with the Archer. So I feel like that's like just one of the most broken combinations, and like the Machine 3 star just goes wild, bro. that just goes right with the damage. So I feel like Machine, S tier something. I feel like some people of you guys would agree with me. So next up we do get the Goblins. I feel like Goblins, you could kind of do them. I feel like sometimes people underrate them, how much value they can get. Because like the Goblin itself just like sometimes takes out a ton of stuff, especially for just 2 elixir. So I feel like Goblins, Assassin, I'm not really the biggest fan of Assassin. I feel like you can easily count it. Assassin is that trait where like the troops go to the backline. I feel you can easily count it. I don't really think it's the best in the meta. But then you get like the Goblin, of course. So like if you get like an early Goblin, you get like a Dark Goblin, which you kind of want to have here for your trait. So you can just kind of get the Goblin and Dark Goblin. To get the Goblin trait, have the Dark Goblin already for the Ranger trait. And then you can just like sell or like merge, better to say, merge your Goblin. Maybe because of another Goblin, and then you can kind of just like work around and get your Ranger trait going. So that's like, in my opinion, what I kind of feel like. Goblins aren't really too good, but I would say like kind of doing the job nicely, especially early game. But late game, you don't really want to have a Goblin even on 3-star on the map. So next up, we do get the Golden Knight. I feel like Golden Knight leveled up is so crazy broke, in my opinion. As I said, I'm not really the biggest fan of Assassin. I think Nobler, however you want to call it. I think it can be really good, especially because with the Ranger, because like backline troops get more damage and frontline troops take less damage. So I think that's a really nice comp, and I feel like Golden Knight A tier, man, like 3-star Golden Knight, bro, just like dashing all over the place, can be so nice. Next up we do get a Knight. I was like putting a Knight in B tier, but actually some people told me for them it's A tier. I mean, it's like, of course, like kind of the different opinions, but for them the kind of argument was, it's like for just 2 elixir, it's a Juggernaut tank. They like Juggernaut with the shield, and just like a really good tank to kind of support the Ranger tactic and the Ranger trait. Currently, Rangers, as I said, is most likely, or it's the best trait in this entire game. So having like a cheap tank for just 2 elixir, Juggernaut at the bridge for just 2 elixir, you don't really need to worry too much about it. It has like over 1.2k HP. It's just like Salt is a tank, and then the Ranger get a ton of value. So that was like kind of their reason to put Knight in the A tier, and I feel like it's not too bad, bro. I could argue with that. So next up we do get Knight and Pekka. I mean Mega Knight and Pekka. I feel like I would put them both in the same tier. So I feel like both B tier. I think both are solid. Both aren't really game breaking. I feel like the main difference to them is that Pekka early game is better. If it gets the 1v1 in place against Knights, Valkyries and so on, it can do like wonders. But late game, when a ton of troops, the Pekka kind of sucks. It's just like hitting few thousand times the same troop, and it's not really getting too much value. I feel like the opposite for Mega Knight. Mega Knight early game isn't too good because there are not too many troops. He doesn't get a splash value. Late game, he does. So that's like also with the stun, boom. I feel like late game, Mega Knight does a way better job. Next up, we do get a Prince. I feel like Prince is one of the weakest cards in the game. Of course, you can get kinda like a good instant charge on a giant skeleton to push it back or something. But I feel like also in the combination, of course, Nobler, however you want to call it, the trait isn't the worst. As I said, I think it's fine. But I don't really like the Brawler, and I feel like itself, the card is currently pretty bad for 3 elixir. So, in my opinion, there are better traits, there are better cards. So I put that D tier. And for a ton of people, actually, they said for them Prince is the worst card in the game. Next up, we do get the Princess, just for the main reason, bro. Prince is currently meta. Even costs 4 elixir, just because it's a Ranger troop, it's Salt, it's not just well of Dark Print, Archers also, of course. Yeah, the range is insane. You can get a ton of value there, and also like 3-star Princess, bro, just like shooting, getting the value with the extra damage. So I feel like I just like it, bro. I just like it. I think it can get a ton of value. I feel like with the splash damage as well. I really like the Princess, and I feel like I would kind of put it above Dark Goblin in my opinion. I think it's one of the best cards, or like one of the most best cards in the game. Like I would say like it's below broken, because I feel like the cards above, like the S tier cards, kind of all of them need a nerf. But yeah, so next up we do get the Warrior Ghost, and this is like what I think. Warrior Ghost, what makes the Warrior Ghost is so good, you have the Assassin and the Undead trait, which I feel like both aren't really the most popular ones to kind of choose, but the card itself is like kind of so good. Because like doesn't matter what you build around, it's just like a safe pick, bro, because it can just turn around games. Did you see a 3-star Warrior Ghost just like going 1 versus 5, bro? Yes, quite a lot. The invincibility is actually broken, similar to Archer Queen. So I feel like even the trades aren't really the best in the entire game, in my opinion, right now in the current meta. It just like does so well, bro. If you have the Royal Ghost early, man, you always get value, bro. So I like to have the Royal Ghost early on the board and then just like see what maybe I can upgrade it. Maybe the opponents don't really have it in their cycle in their on the map, and just like focusing that, upgrading it. So next up we do get the Skeleton King, and the people were really low on Skeleton King. A lot of people said actually it's like B tier, C tier. I disagree with that. I think the Skeleton King, I like the Juggernaut. As I said, I'm not really the biggest fan of Undead trade, but I like Juggernaut. I think it's a tank. Of course, it costs 5 elixir. You kind of need to consider that. But like 2 or 3 star Skeleton King, especially with spawning skeletons, can be really impactful. So I would say Skeleton King and A, bro. This might be the most controversial thing, but I think like A or B, I like it, bro. I'm like, if I have like a Skeleton King level up, bro, level 2 or 3, it's not bad, bro. It does splash damage as well, so I don't know why people are ranking it that low. Maybe because of the 5 elixir kinda, and also like not having the most OP trade. But yeah, in my opinion, Skeleton King goes over there. Then we go for Spear Goblins. I feel like Spear Goblins are also one of the worst cards in the game. Of course, you're gonna get Goblin strat, but as I said, I hate Thrower. I think they're pretty bad currently, and yeah, if I have like a decision between getting a Goblin on the map to do something or like a Spear Goblin, I would always pick the Goblin, because Goblin, you have a tank, you have something in front, you can build Ranger around that. With Spear Goblins, I don't really think it's like the best support card from behind. Next up, we do get a Valk. I go with like Valk, bro. Valk is one of the best cards in the game. You got the Avenger combo, which is working really well together with the other girls. And of course, Clan trade is, in my opinion, it's probably my favorite trade. Even kind of gets outclassed currently by Rangers, but I feel like Valk is one of the best cards. Does splash damage. Level 3 Valk just goes, bro, it's like basically a tank. Level 3 Valk, it's just like crazy. And this is my tier list, bro. These are my rankings. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know in the comment section, what is your ranking? And also make sure to do this. I'm hopefully putting it in the video description, so you can tag me on Twitter, Instagram, whatsoever. What would be your biggest disagreement? Also let me know how high are you currently on merge tactics. Are you enjoying the game mode? And I would say it's time we jump into... That's it. No, we directly jump into nothing, bro. The video's over. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like this video. Let me know if you guys want to see more tier lists. Maybe the next tier list for like trades or something. I would really love to see that. And also, of course, if there are new updates coming, I will let you know. We will grind more. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know which merge tactics videos you guys are interested next. Like up this comments. Gonna be out. Love you guys. Goodbye.